check it.
I saw houses coming down, and there was dust all over the place.
And then it started like rocking back and forth, back and forth.
People were screaming, and you can see the roof coming down.
We're here in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, where an enormous earthquake just destroyed this whole city and a lot of surrounding cities. I'm actually standing on a 3-story home right now that is been compressed into just a few feet. It's hard to imagine how this could have happened in 30 seconds to a minute, but you know, you can smell the smoke and smell the bodies, and you know, it's just amazing what's happened here.
They've had people that have died, their houses are destroyed. Basically, they need shelter, they need food, they need care, they need water, and they need latrines. They're just trying to survive somehow. The people are sleeping out in the open, in the dew, and they're cold, and they're getting sick. If it rains, everyone is really going to be in big trouble because they don't have anything. This is what they're using to cover themselves, and they don't have anything to protect them.
We're a little tired right now. We've been working around the clock for about a week now, trying to line up a boat and get all the equipment ready for Haiti.
We turn now to Tad Agoli. He is the founder of Disaster Recovery Solutions, a nonprofit first response team. Tad, real quickly, I know that you're going over there now. You've had special equipment built just for this task. Tell us about that.
Well, our first focus is going to be to open up roads, probably clear areas so 10 cities can be rebuilt. Begin to clear home sites and areas where hospitals and orphanages can be built. I mean, yes, we may be going into some dangerous situations, but the fact of the matter is 3 million people are in need of emergency aid.
Tad Agoli, a disaster recovery specialist, also a 2008 CNN hero. Best of luck.
As soon as this equipment comes in, we're going to take it off the ship. I'm bringing in an excavator that has an enormous claw on it that'll be able to handle large pieces of concrete. Bringing in a dump truck with a special body on it where enormous pieces of debris that the quake has left can be placed in and removed. We're going to drive it down to Port-au-Prince, which is about 11 miles away. We're going to head down to a really rough city called Cité Soleil. There's about 200,000 people in the city. Most of it's destroyed. About 90% of the people are unemployed. What we're going to do is we're going to clear a lot around a church, get a whole bunch of supplies in, like food and water and tents, set up a medical facility there with another nonprofit, and we're going to help that community. So this equipment is going to come off the barge. It's going to get right to work. We're going to begin to clear an area and help a compound get set up to create a safe and secure environment so people can get supplies. I hope one day that we will have a global reach. You know, our heart is for mankind and for people all over this world, and we believe we can help with the resources we have, and let's find out if it's true or not. See the casket on top of that truck we just passed. Right now, where we're driving through is a terrible smell. Right over here, next to that hill, is where they buried tens of thousands of bodies. crazy to think about mass graves, you know? These people, this is what they've done. They've created these temporary housing shelter. They've taken tin, wood, plastic, anything they can find, and they actually sleep out here in the street because they're worried that if they go into any sort of structure that it's going to collapse on them. So everyone's living outside now. We've identified a church as an area where there's a huge wall around a 2-acre compound. We're going to remove the debris from where the wall has collapsed, work with the local community, build a new wall.
I cannot imagine working in a compound like this without a wall. The wall is not only security, but it helps us to kind of control the crowd.
A lot of aid workers and a lot of aid agencies are very scared to come in here because the situation is so volatile that as soon as you bring in resources, it's going to be very difficult to distribute them because the crowds will come by the thousands and thousands. Tonight I go to the dumps to unload my truck, and I was looking down at these kids trying to understand what they were saying, and later my interpreter explained that these kids had lost their parents in the quake, and I don't think that picture will ever come away from me. I think I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And I wanted to do something, but you can't. There's 3 million people here who need help. 3 million people, hundreds of thousands displaced. Unbelievable. These people were dealt some pretty bad cards. There's also a lot of people who have been dealt some good cards. People who have a good life. And I think it's important for those people who have a good life to recognize that they have a good life. And don't own it all for yourself. Give a little bit of it away. Give a little bit of your time away, your talent, whatever, your money, you know, get whatever you got. Make a contribution to people. Invest in people. It's an investment that 9 times out of 10 will yield some sort of good result. So you have a church down here?
Yes, I have another church. It's called Repatriate Church. It was an empty lot. A lot of people were coming from Dominican Republic after having lived there for many years, 30, 40 years, and the government of Dominican Republic sent them back. They are all Haitians. Even if they were born there, he sent them back. And the mayor came to me. He said, Leon, I would like to give you a piece of that land because there are going to be many people live here. We need a church, we need medical clinic, we need a school. And 4 years ago, I started to build a wall. 3 years ago, we built a church there. And the church is growing very fast. We have over 600 people coming to worship every Sunday. And it was growing so much that we don't have room to put the children, so we built a children's church. Okay. So these are the 2 buildings we have there so far. Look at them. Look at this. Really neat.
Yeah, this is a dangerous building.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Leon, years ago, started to build something, and the quake has destroyed it. He was in the process of building a school, and a church, and a well, and pretty soon was going to be building a clinic, and the trade school, and the quake destroyed everything.
This guy is at high school. As a matter of fact, that's our school uniform. He is a sharp, sharp kid right here. He goes to Blanchard School. But because there is no good school here, he has to walk 3 miles from here to go to Blanchard. And he does that every day, 5 days a week, walks 3 miles, well, 6 miles every day to go and come back.
He walks 6 miles every day. How old is he?
He's 5.
He's 5.
Mm-hmm. There's another young man, see? Look at his eye. Regardez some belles yeux comme ça. If you invest in this young man, I mean, there's no question in my mind he's a bright guy. Look at his eyes. His eyes tells you something about him. He speaks volume.
What do you think he could be someday? What do you think?
Qui sont voulu apprendre à fin l'école? Bon, l'école la ville, mon cher. Hein? He said he wants to be a doctor.
Really?
Yeah. They have great dreams. I want to invest in guys like this, in young people like this, to make Haiti another Haiti. They're talking about rebuilding Haiti after the quake. Yes, rebuilding Haiti with buildings, with roads. I think rebuilding Haiti is young men like this to become another Leon like me. That's what that would build Haiti for a long time. And another earthquake could come, building would crumble. But as long as there are people who believe in their country, investing in people, that's the way I do. That's what I do.
Everything the first response team doing here is fantastic, but I believe there's a greater need here in Haiti. And if we just build buildings, and if we just put in sewage and water and electricity, it's just infrastructure. But there's a future that needs to be invested here. The future of this country, I believe, is in the young people, and in their health and in their education, so that they can lead this country into greatness. And maybe that could be one of the silver linings in all that has happened here that is terrible.